Already starting. Sorry, did it glitch out for you guys too?
No.
It just like totally glitched out on my end. I was like, oh shit, what is happening? Sorry.
No, it was fine here.
It was like it stopped at like 4 and my screen just froze. So sorry about, man, it is gonna be a night, y'all. Oh man, we've had some tech issues. Thank you guys so much for joining us, Gig Economy Podcast. We're ready to rock it out. Gabe and Larry tonight. Hope you guys are all doing well. Go to gigeconomyshow.com for everything Gig Economy Podcast related. Thanks to Patreon members, Samson, Bud, Steve, Omar, Delivery Cats, Frank, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, Jerry. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. If you want to join the podcast Patreon, go to patreon.com/the Gig Econ Podcast. There you get an extra podcast a month, an exclusive piece of merch, ad-free episodes, so on and so forth. And we really appreciate the support when you guys do. And we've had some great long-term supporters of the show, and it really does mean a lot for that. Pete says, if not a real stream, if you're not having tech issues, it's crazy tonight.
We're keeping it real.
I think it's just Jason issues tonight.
You think it's operator error? You think it's me?
Yeah.
I think I'm a little spicy.
Yep.
Speaking of spicy, we have a Telegram group that when I say spicy, I mean angry, not actually. There's no nudie.
Not that kind of spicy.
Yeah, not that kind of spicy. How do people join that group to talk to other gig workers, Larry?
Yeah, so we have links in the show notes. You can join our Telegram group. It's where we communicate back and forth when we're out on the road doing rideshare, food delivery. We have gig workers all over the country you can communicate with, get to know. We shoot the breeze, talk about what gigs are hot, what new gigs are coming out, and we complain a lot about passengers and deliveries. So
yeah, a lot of that. And it I gotta reset. Ready?
Focus.
So speaking of TikTok, we are trying to stream to TikTok, but we had some tech issues. I blame Peter for that. guiding me the wrong way. But we'd love for you to join our TikTok and follow us and like our videos and repost and all that fun stuff. If you could go do that, we're trying to grow that. We're kind of cranking it up a little bit. I mean, we're up to 456. I remember just like a month and a half ago, we're like,
trying to get
hit 400.
Yeah.
So we're doing it. We're doing it. Stories from the road. What does he say? I know Jason's old and probably doesn't know, but Pepcot problems. No, I don't know what that means. I'm not a nerd.
It's ID 10T error, Pete.
Do you guys want to do your own stream and talk tech? Can we do a side podcast? I have no idea what any of that means.
He is spicy tonight. Wow.
But I'm okay that I don't know. I don't want to know what it is. Stories from the road. Larry, why don't you go first?
Yeah, so nothing too crazy happened, but I did have a passenger I'd had a week before. He works at Kroger, and we had a really good talk the first time. He was telling me that he had thought about doing a podcast after I talked about our podcast and stuff. And so anyway, and we talked a little bit about tech, and so he got in the next time I picked him up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, I'm not gonna be able to tip you tonight." He's like, I'm using my mom's card because my bank account got hacked. And I'm like, "Oh man, that sucks." And he's like, "Yeah, you probably, you being in tech, you probably would like to hear about it." So he starts telling me how he gets this call from a Bound credit union, which is where he banks. And he's like, first it sounded like he really, really official, knew what he was talking about, said somebody was using my account down in Atlanta and charged all this stuff, but they'd stopped the charges. That's why I wasn't seeing anything pending. He's like, but he was kind of rude. Most customer service people aren't really rude. And so I got a little suspicious. And then he's like, then it's my fault. He asked me for my username and account and my password, and I gave it to him.
What?
Dude.
And I'm like, thinking to mom, what are you doing? And this dude, I mean, he was like probably 25. He wasn't like 18 or anything. So we had a long talk about, dude, don't ever give your password away. If somebody calls and said you've been hacked, hang up and look up their number and call your bank, and so you're talking to the bank.
Right.
It's like that's just I felt a little bad for him, but like, dude, it's hard to feel too sorry when they just gave them their information.
Yeah, especially like I've never heard people that young doing that. Like most people.
Yeah, she was the elderly.
well, most people won't. Those kids those age don't even want to talk to people in person. So
exactly, yeah. Let it go to voicemail.
Right.
Yeah. Text me if you want to talk to me. But yeah, he was like, yeah, he was really getting indignant and kind of impatient with me, asking all these questions, and I was trying to answer him, and he's like, I got a little flustered, and it's like, yeah, dude, you effed up.
That's crazy. Did he believe you that when you said like, hey, you like you shouldn't, or did he already realize he was hacked?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
finally,
okay.
I think the same guy called him back the next day about something, and then he ended up calling the bank, and they're like, no, that wasn't us. You've been hacked. Oh,
God, what a terrifying thing to find out, like that's happened. Because I bet it's an absolute nightmare to clean that shit up. I've had a few like small things on accounts and stuff like my Marco's Pizza account. People keep trying to change the password. I get an email at like 3 a.m. about 6 times a week. And I've only gone there one time, which is hilarious. But I've never had like banking finance issues where like people are like scraping my money. So
yeah, I mean, I've had it maybe once or twice where somebody has somehow gotten my number and used it somewhere, but the bank caught it right away, and you have to get a new number and stuff like that. But I don't think I've ever had anybody try to call me about my bank and try to get me to give information.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
For me, as far as I know Gabe said he didn't really have any stories, but Larry was going to test this weekend, so I'm going to bounce it back off you. DoorDash again. They are letting me get on anytime I want and say it's busy, and I can dash until midnight. I don't have to like. It's usually they only give you the hour that you're on. So if you try to get on at 10:05, they'll give you till 11, and then they kick you off. But But again, it's not busy. I did one DoorDash and maybe declined 2 other ones in a 4.5 hour shift on Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember. Saturday I went out.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. What did you see when you were doing?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed because I used to not be able to get on unless I had scheduled a block or it was right at mealtime, right? Either one of the 3 meal times pretty much. And like I said, it would let you on for maybe an hour and a half, maybe, and then it'd kick you off. Now, last week, anytime I've tried to log on to DoorDash, I've gotten on. But as soon as I get on, I get orders. So
well, you were busy with it, right?
Yeah, I ended up doing I don't know how many orders I ended up doing, but it was probably, I think, $60-$70 worth of stuff on Saturday.
DoorDash probably like, who's this old fuck?
Really?
He done one order in the last decade. Like shit.
That's literally that. I mean, until I tested it, I mean, I literally had not done a DoorDash order in it's probably close to 2 years at least. I can't even get in my Grubhub anymore. I
can't either. I deleted the app. I
tried to reset it, and it's a bunch of hoops you got to go through. And I'm like, I don't know that it's not worth it.
I did see somebody in like the local Grand Rapids DoorDash group saying, hey, how's Grubhub? I'm thinking about getting on. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, don't even bother. Just delete. It's going to be, because it's slow, right? So people are looking for other avenues to make money, and it's not going to be on Grubhub.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it seems like, I mean, and I'm even last night I was out working for a while and turned DoorDash on, and immediately, like 3-4 orders popping up.
Damn. Well, I know it's slow here too, so I'm not. I'm more just shocked that they're allowing me to get on when it's like balls slow.
Yeah.
So I don't know, Gabe. Are you like a diamond shopper, or no? What do they call that on there?
DoorDash?
Yeah, Top Dasher.
Top Dasher.
No, but usually I can get on during the busy times.
Yeah.
Except for today. Usually you can sign on until 2:30, but from 1:30 on, it was grayed out. You couldn't get on.
Okay. Yeah. I'm getting on at like a Saturday or Sunday at like 8 a.m. But I mean, I don't really the weekend's breakfast is a little bit busier, but I wouldn't really consider it busy. I'm much busier on Uber Eats, honestly. So Ultra says, Uber EV driver, the only pings I get this week are for under $6, 20 minutes in traffic. Yeah, I mean, you do have to cherry pick quite a bit right now. It's really slow. I mean, I wouldn't look at it. I would say
it's both. It's both. It's slow and it's overly saturated for how slow it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting. We have spring break coming up next week, and I'll be doing quite a bit more during the week. So it'll be interesting to see. Because even I've seen people post about Amazon Flex that it's been pretty slow too, or they're only getting blocks for $93 instead of $120 and stuff like that. So
yeah. And I definitely will be doing probably more food delivery because, as I mentioned last week, the upfront pricing kicked in here in Bowling Green, and I haven't got an airport request yet, but one of the other drivers in town did, and we used to get for the ride. He said he was going for one of our hotels to the airport down in Nashville. I would make $95 or $98 on it, and they offered him $48.
No.
Yeah.
That's like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
No.
So there will probably be no more airport rides for us.
God, that's so bad. I mean, that's so bad.
See, I'm still glad we don't have that here.
Yeah. And
buddy.
Hey, if you start seeing a bunch of crazy surges, it's coming.
It's been like that. Like they did have it here.
It's so strange.
Right.
2 years ago.
I remember they took it back.
And then like they just stopped it.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy busy surging, and there's no talk of it. But you cross over a certain road and then it goes to
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't there was not much of a warning here. I think they gave us about a week. Well, I just got an email one day and like,
it'll be interesting. Like here, a lot of drivers stopped driving.
Yeah.
They stopped taking Uber rides.
Mm-hmm.
They must have done it in mass enough for them to change it back.
Right. So maybe you guys need to like rebel.
But that ain't gonna
right.
happen.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen. No, I know, unless it's changed, Kalamazoo doesn't have upfront pricing either. Because when I'll get requests, if I do an Amazon route, I always throw my Uber app on to see if I can get something north, and I don't see anything up front. It's blind. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's changed, but I haven't done an Amazon route since.
And of course, it's stupid trip radar now as well.
Oh yeah.
I hate
Did you
that
not
thing.
have the? Did you not have the radar with that?
Nope.
Oh, you're gonna hate your life.
You're like,
oh, that didn't take me long to figure that out.
It goes off so much when I'm working on a Saturday. I don't even look at it. If they want me, I look at it this way.
Yeah.
If they want me to have this order, they're going to present it to me. If not, it's going to be shit. And I'm not, why waste the time tapping on it? It's just not worth it.
there's some good ones that pop up though on the trip radar.
Really?
Yeah, there was one for grocery bushes. It's a grocery store. I know you guys don't have it over there. It was like 3.5 miles, $35. And all you do is pick up the groceries and drop them off.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
Yeah. But it was like this. It popped up and then it was gone.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that kind of leads me into my next story. There's a guy that I shop for. Older guy. Well, older. I mean, he's probably
your age.
Sorry, Larry. late 50s. But he orders from Family Fare, and Gabe knows what Family Fare is. And he tips so good. And I got it 2 weeks in a row. And I talked to him. I said, listen, and it's like, it's nothing. It's 7 items at Family Fare. Like, it's nothing crazy. And he usually, like, it was like a $28 order for a mile and a half for like 7 items. Like, it took me 10 minutes to shop it. And I said to him, I'm like, dude, I really appreciate you tipping. He's like, oh, thanks for saying that. I'm like, no, seriously. Like, that is a really good tip. Now, maybe I set myself up for him to be like, "Ooh, I better tone this back a little bit." But like, as soon as it popped up, I'm like, I know exactly where that's going. So makes me kind of want to hang around in Hudsonville and grab that Family Fare order again. But other than that, no crazy stories. All right, gig economy in the news, what everyone's fucking talking about, and I think I'm going to have a little bit of a different take. Well, actually, I'll see what you guys say about it, but. Klarna, which is you can break your payments up. And I've used not Klarna. Am I saying that right? Klarna? Yeah. Yep. Maybe not, but that's what it looks like to me. I've used Affirm before, and a lot of times they will let you do it without interest. Like, you could just break up a purchase for like 4 months.
Well, that's what this one's supposed to be too.
Oh, without interest?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll play the TikTok video because I didn't watch it. Well, I actually pulled the article and then I saw that there was a video, so I pulled that too. So we'll watch that. It's only 23 seconds. Oh, let's do this one. Do this.
The buy now, pay later app Klarna announced a partnership with popular food delivery app DoorDash. The company said DoorDash customers will be able to split their payments at checkout into 4 interest-free installments or defer the payments to a later date. The move comes as Klarna is expected to join the New York Stock Exchange as a publicly traded company with an IPO expected sometime this year.
What happened to Gabe?
You just threw me away.
Well, and the other, I don't even know. Like
this new StreamYard, I tell you.
God
what.
Damn it! You were there. Oh, anyways. So, what is your guys' take on this in regards to? I mean, it's interest free, so that kind of blows the thought I was thinking about, or some of it. But what do you guys think?
I think people are going to get in trouble anytime they can delay payments. It's like people getting in credit card trouble.
But like, how much food are they ordering?
Some people do. Some
$30 worth of food.
Yeah,
Divided
twice a
by
day.
3 months, $10 a month.
I just, I don't know.
My thought is, and all these drivers were shitting on it. I'm like, bring it on, fucking finance the shit out of it. I don't care if they're able to, like, this is a perfect timing. It's tax return time and you can finance your DoorDash now. I'm excited about, I mean, I'd never do it, but if there's not a minimum for them to finance, like if, like Gabe said, a $30 order, if they can break that up, they're going to do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I bet those orders won't come with tips.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
I mean, half of them don't anyways.
Yeah. I could see somebody doing it like for Meijer, like big grocery order.
Oh yeah.
And they want to split it up. Sure. But like, I just don't see the point of splitting up $20 McDonald's order.
What? I mean, I guess it's better than putting it on a credit card. I mean,
yeah, if it's interest free, yeah.
Some of these people's orders, I'm just like, and where I deliver to, I'm like, how the fuck are you affording this? I mean, this, you drop it off and, there's broken down cars in the yard and shit all over the front porch and like literal shit. And you're ordering $60 worth of freaking Mr. Burger. I mean, like, I don't know. They got to be putting it on a credit card, or it's just, I guess, priorities. They don't care about their yard, but they're going to order $60 worth of food. But I think it's great. I mean, I would never use it, but if it increases,
it's great for us that deliver.
Exactly.
It's not going to be good for the people.
Well, I don't care about them.
I know you know.
I don't care about them. I'm responsible-ish.
We're just trying to give both sides.
Well, you don't give the other side because you're not a consumer. You're a delivery driver. Did you see that? I called you a delivery driver now. You're kind of one of us now.
Dude.
What?
Oh man, didn't think that was ever going to happen, but
I know. Do you feel a little less of a human now?
I do. I remember the message I sent you the other day. I was like, "Am I going to be that guy? Are you kidding me? I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be the delivery driver now."
Yeah,
you got to go if Uber's going to play like that, then you got to go where you can.
Well, see, this is where you need to increase your volume on Instagram. You're delivering with Larry now. You can put lifting/delivering with Larry, and then take a picture of the food and take a picture of the store.
Deliver food to all my college student passengers.
Yeah, and when you do your your picture for the
Instagram.
No, when you're doing it to make sure that they deliver knock on the door and say, hey, can you get in the picture, and we'll do it like this. See how long it takes before DoorDash deactivates you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Well, I think it's a good thing. I'm excited for it. I hope it makes maybe that's why I can get on anytime now, is because of Klarna.
People are ordering so much food because they don't have to pay for it today.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's been times Megan actually got after me because, like, I would order something and, like, we have the money, but I'm like, hey, it's interest free, and she's like, why are you fucking doing this? Like, let's just pay for it and be done with it. But honey, we only have to pay $28 a month for 4 months, and she's like,
I can invest this and make some money.
Yeah, and I never did. It's honestly, it kind of is the mentality of kind of growing up poor, is just like, you got to finance everything. If you can break down the payments, why not? Even though you have the money, you're kind of worried that if you spend this $100,
might need it.
You might need it.
Yep.
You might need it. So, thankfully, it's not like that anymore. All right, exactly. Larry, Uber to offer all UK drivers 20 hours of free childcare. This is super cool.
Yeah. So over in the UK, they're, like I said, they're going to offer 20 hours of free childcare. And the reason they're doing it is they're really wanting to attract more female drivers onto the Uber platform. But Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, which represents drivers, said anyone can see through what it called a cynical PR stunt. Said if Uber really wanted to support families, they'd pay drivers enough money so they could afford time off to be with their children. Said Uber's insultingly low fees force drivers to spend so long on the road that in many cases their relationships rupture and families are broken up. Wow, that's pretty heavy. But Uber said, yes, there is a lot of truth in that. They did a trial with 1,000 drivers. They said had an overwhelmingly positive response, with 96% of those who took part saying it made it easier for them to do some work. So like a lot of other occupations, Uber driving is predominantly male, and that's not something that we like. We want more female drivers added. And they can use it. They don't have to use it only when they're working. They can use it if they're going out, want to go out to dinner or something. They just need some childcare, get some mental health time for themselves. They can use that as well. I wonder if they will try this anywhere else, though. I don't know why it's just happening in Great Britain area.
I don't think free childcare is going to prompt women to drive. I think if they had stricter background checks for their riders and they're a little bit safer, then maybe that might have, because you ask women, why they don't drive or why they don't drive as much. It's not because of childcare. It's because of safety.
Now, come on, Gabe. That's crazy talk. Crazy talk.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah, that childcare is probably not the reason that Uber, most women are not being Uber drivers.
Yeah, on Uber, you get as a rider, you get a fancy verified. What did they verify?
Yeah,
that you have a car, that your name's on the card. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Mass murderers have cards that match them.
Sure.
Yeah,
I've had lots of female passenger goes, oh, I've thought about driving for Uber before, and I'm like, don't do it. I was like, do food delivery. Don't do it. I was like, you're a woman. You're gonna have drunk guys in here. They're gonna be groping you, harassing you, hitting on you all the time. I would never advise a woman to be an Uber or a rideshare driver.
No. Did you say in this article that they don't have to drive Uber while they use the childcare?
No, so yeah, they just get 20 free hours a month. They can use it to do, for whatever they want.
Okay.
They don't have to use it while they're out working. They can, they interview one lady and she used it to go out to dinner one night and, get kind of a, just a relaxing night to kind of get her recharged and ready to go back to work the next day.
That's weird because that's quite a bit of time if you're just like a weekend warrior and you wanted to do let's say instead of doing Uber, you could just do DoorDash or some sort of courier delivery. But I don't know. I don't think this is gonna last. What were you saying, Gabe?
I said date night.
Yeah. Well, that too. I mean, whatever you wanted to, but if I was going to be if you're not driving for Uber what qualifies you to get these 20 hours?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be some level that you have to,
right.
Yeah. Except, or you got to be working so many hours. I mean, there's got to be something I don't think you can work 5 hours a week and get 20 hours,
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you could, like us with Dovetail, you can take one ride and, you get the 20 hours.
Yeah.
But
and then it says the child care is offered through a babysitting and nannying app called Bubble, not Bumble.
Bubble. Clarify.
Bubble, Bubbla, which matches parents with, child care providers.
Oh, okay.
I remember the first time I ever heard about Bumble from a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for a writer because he was like, yeah, I met this girl on Bumble. That was the Jason, I don't know if you recall, because it was a long time ago. The passenger I picked up late at night who wanted me to smell his fingers, and I told him to get the hell away from me.
I don't remember that. That makes me uncomfortable.
It made me so uncomfortable. And I Lysoled the shit out of my car after he got out. But he was like, yeah, have you ever heard Bumble? And I'm like, no, what is Bumble? He's like, it's like Tinder, but for classier hoes. And I'm like, what?
Aren't they all the same, though? I mean, the way they probably work as far as how you get to message.
Yeah, the mechanics and stuff might be different. But
I think with Bumble, though, you can a guy can a female's profile, but
the girl has to make the first move, right?
He has to make the first move.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually message. So no, it's not like everything else. It puts the ball in the female's court.
A little less creepy.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on, Gabe. I gave you this article because I want you to pronounce the city or county because
Wauwatosa?
Is that what it is?
What Wauwatosa? I don't know. Maybe
that sounds.
We'll go with that.
Close. We'll go with that.
Sounds pretty close.
Yeah.
So a mom from Wauwatosa is upset because an Uber driver abruptly ends the trip for the teen daughter. So he apparently picks up the 14-year-old under the teen account. So all rules were followed.
Okay.
Proper account. And then she was talking to her mom on the phone, and she got off the phone when she said hello to the driver. And then moments later, she's calling her mom crying because the driver said that he was sick.
Okay.
And told her to get out. Left her in the middle of somewhere where she didn't know where she was at. And so the mom, she walked into the BP gas station and she could hear the guy at the gas station say, it's okay, I have her. And she's like, okay. And so she left work to go get her daughter and did not get a response, reached out, and then I guess got the news involved. And so they reached out and then got a statement from Uber while they investigate, they're investigating what happened. As a parent, I'd be super pissed because my daughter, I've gotten her Ubers. if they just ended the ride abruptly and put her out where she doesn't know where she's at, like I'd be so upset.
I mean, as a parent, yes. Did you look at the map though? For one, where she was picked up and dropped off? I mean, we're talking 4 blocks, maybe not even that super far. And if he's sick, I mean, you got to give the driver a little bit of grace, right? Like if he's barfing or throwing up, or he's gonna throw. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Just suck it up and.
Sorry, hold on a second. Open the door. Throw up. If the rider chooses to get out, then okay. I just even the map, like she didn't know where she's at. You have some kids that don't pay attention when they're in a car. I've had some adults that don't even pay attention. Like, where am I at?
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna have a child use a teen account, the teen needs to be somewhat responsible. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not completely defending the driver, but like, why are we going to the news with this? Like, call your mom, let her order another ride. You're 14. Like, I don't know. If we were 14 and got dropped off, we'd probably get into trouble somewhere. We wouldn't be calling our mom saying, I'm lost. Sorry. I mean, obviously if the child's special needs, stuff like that, then, you know, those kind of things, but I don't know. I think going to the news about it is a little.
Well, she didn't go to the news until they didn't respond.
Yeah. I think he could have handled it a little different. He could have, you know, it's assuming he was feeling fine until he picked her up. And so maybe something, you know, it had to come on pretty sudden, but he could have explained it to her and said, look, what would you rather me do? You know, I can pull over here. I think I'm going to be sick. We can go, you know, if you want to wait, then I'll take you home, or I can sit here until you order another Uber ride. You know, I mean, there's things you could have done.
Yeah,
a little more accommodating.
I think it could have been handled a lot better.
It could have been handled better, I think. But you know,
I feel like for so long it was like stick up for the driver.
Yeah,
because the driver was wrong. Has been, as drivers, we know how much we've been wronged. Mm-hmm. But there are some people that should not drive and that make shitty decisions. And at some point, we have to stop defending the driver.
Yeah, I mean, again, we don't have the whole story, but I like what Larry said. Like, just let her know, like, hey, I'm going to try to power through, or just, hey, I'm going to pull over. I'll wait till you get another Uber, and then we'll go. But then, I don't know. I feel like for her to get another Uber, he would have to cancel, and then he's got an unaccompanied minor in the car without being on the platform. I mean, there's a whole plethora of things, but yeah, he definitely could have handled it better.
And so could the parents. I don't think there's a need to get the news involved, but you know.
Yeah, I don't think there was a reason to go to the news, but I feel like if you're not getting a response from
Uber,
you know, at some point, when is Uber held accountable?
Right.
Never. Unfortunately.
You know, I think it could have just been handled a lot better overall.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I personally, like, even when I've kicked people out of my car, the 2 times I've done it, I made sure they were in a well-lit area and they were by like a shopping mall or a business.
Right.
Even if it was a kid being a shithead, I don't think I would kick them out. I might take them back, be like, you know what? I'm going back to where I picked you up.
Yep.
I wish I could kick my bus kids out. That'd be great. Let's like pull over and be like, see ya. I'm done with you. Have fun. Can you imagine?
Get out.
All right, moving on. Larry, this little letter.
Yeah, so this is this is crazy. So this is a DoorDash driver, and I'll read this for our audio listeners. It's a paper he's got filled out, and it's got a bunch of fill in the blanks. So it's like a form letter, so he can put in, you know, the different amounts and things for each delivery, I guess. So it said, my wife and I are hoping this delightful order I delivered brings a smile to your face and joy to your day. You may not be aware of how little we get paid and how important your tip is to me, to at least being able to cover my expenses. This delivery was, and that's the first blank, so you can put in how far it was. So this was a 20-mile round trip from my starting point when I accepted the order to the vendor, to your home, and back to my starting point. And 30 minutes of my time, which at my age is not worth much, he said. Then DoorDash paid me, $5, including what you put in, which means I lost money due to vehicle costs making this delivery. So if you could go to the app and add whatever you can so that I can come closer to breaking even, we would be tremendously grateful. If the app won't let you back in, I have a Zelle account you can send money to. Our email is, and that's blacked out. If you can't add any more, I totally understand. We're all doing the best we can. Have a blessed and fun day. Sincerely. And then the driver's name.
I think there was more to this, but they only uploaded this front. There was like some more. I don't.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it or something like that, but
that's enough.
Yeah. I mean,
if you're losing money on the order, that's on you. That's on the driver. Don't take the order. I mean,
you see how many miles it is. You see how much you're making.
Yeah. Don't. I would never have. And I mean, it's not like he just created the sheet. So he's got this where he's telling people a lot that he's losing money because he has this printed out.
It's very like tasteless.
It's a form letter. Yeah.
It's so tacky.
Yeah. I can't imagine doing this kind of thing. If I lost money on a ride, that's on me because I took the ride, and you can cancel it if you figure out, oh, well, this is not going to be worth my time. I'm not taking stuff to lose money. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to ask for more money from the passenger. I'm just not going to take the ride or the delivery.
Do you think that the whole thing's tacky about asking for the extra tip? Because I do, a little bit of me that says I like that they're informing the customer that this is how much I earned on this. I always think asking for an extra tip is gross. That just is gross. But like, I feel like there's got to be a way for us to communicate to the customer, like, this is, and again, it is on the driver. I'm not defending the guy with that. It's on him. He took the shitty order. Right. But like, what can we do to communicate?
You don't need a full page printout. You can have a little tiny something, a little sticker that you put on there that just says, hey, I drove this far, this much time. This is what I made.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
I'd appreciate a tip or something,
right?
Something short and sweet. But yeah, I mean, and you said there's probably more to this. I mean, this is a full page printout already.
Yeah, I mean, either way, he does risk getting deactivated. All you take one person to get fussy about it, and then just say something like, they wrote something or they stuck something to me. And you know, these apps, they're like fucking deactivate you if you sneeze wrong.
Yeah. And Pete said that it gives him the ick. So the answer is no, you can't do this.
Well, Pete
I feel like as much as gig work has been around, that people are aware of, how much they're not making.
You think so? Like, so they're choosing not to tip, and they're just saying, "Fuck it, I don't care."
Yeah,
I think that is. Yeah,
some of it is that where they're just like, they chose to do this. Like, it's no different working like Pete. Like, I was a delivery driver for pizza, and like, some people tip, some people don't. They're just like, they'll order $150 worth of pizzas and not tip anything.
Yeah,
I see that even in my market where this guy came into Buddy's Pizza and they placed an order. They're going to pick it up a couple hours later, and they ordered $400 worth of food, and they wrote $10 on the tip line. It's and they're driving a fucking Escalade in the parking lot, like, dressed really nice, talking about their party that they're having.
Yeah.
I think that there's just people who don't tip and won't ever tip.
Yeah.
It gets posted in our subreddit sometimes, like in the Grand Rapids subreddit, people complaining about no tipping, and it's like half and half. Half the subreddit roasts his ass and say, get another job then. You knew what you're signing up for. And the other one's like, don't be a douche. If you're going to ask somebody to drive their car, make sure you tip it. And I don't know where it is. I mean, would I rather get a flat rate? I don't know. Do I like the tipping thing? Because it makes it, I don't know. It's different though. It's not like when you're waiting tables though, right? Because then you can put your charisma on your service. When you're doing Walmart delivery, they don't fucking know who's delivering it. So if they tip, it's great, but they just doing it because they feel like it's a tippable service. They're not doing it because they thought you did a great job.
Right. Yeah. No, they're tipping for the time that you just saved them.
Correct. Yeah. Yes. That's exactly it. They're tipping for the time that you save them. Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing that differentiates you between anybody else. You got their stuff there, and they're tipping beforehand. So they're just trying to make sure you get their stuff there in a timely manner. But yeah, you can't put your personality. They're not tipping you on your, like I said, your charisma, your personality, your performance, how well you handled everything and made them smile or laugh or any of that kind of stuff.
That's why I feel dumpling is underutilized or maybe undervalued as far as like being an own personal shopper. I mean, a lot of the apps are integrated into dumpling now. I don't know if Walmart Spark is, but if you really wanted to like dial in grocery shopping, because it's not going away. Like this, it's actually gotten bigger since the pandemic.
I still need to sign up for it.
For dumpling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're willing to spend a little 6 months of really pounding the pavement and kind of build that little business. The only caveat with that is like, if you go on vacation, like they don't get their groceries, they're going to have to do it the old fashioned way. But I mean, I think there's such value in that. If you don't mind shopping, to build your own business with that. I mean, and dumpling's there to do it for you. So it's free plug for dumpling. I don't owe them anything. They don't owe me, but I think it's a great thing. I just not something that I'm going to commit to because I have a bunch of other shit going on. So
I need to talk to because Faith does dumpling, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Does she?
Yeah,
I think she does.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she does.
I can pick her brain and get some questions answered.
I mean, you do a lot of shopping, Gabe, and that would be something to do. And man, I think with the amount of earnings, because I know Steve from Rideshare Rodeo does dumpling too, and he's getting crazy tips. Like these people love the personal service, and then you're actually okay. You're working for them. They like you. They like what you do, and so they're tipping way more than they would on some normal.
Yeah, because you have a relationship with them.
Yeah. Money is all about relationships.
Well, and I think too, like I think some of these apps, and I think that's affected tips is some of these apps just saturate, right? And there's just so many people that are on that don't care, right? They don't handle your food. Like I personally put my food in a hot bag. I make sure it stays hot. I don't take my time. I go from one place to the next. Just like groceries, all your cold stuff's together, all of this and that. But then you see people like cleaner food items and it's just all thrown in or smashed up. Like even Spark, when I've noticed like they're loading my car up, like they'll put the bread on the bottom and then just throw all the shit on top.
Yeah, they don't care.
I think that's really affected people tipping too.
Yeah, you're right. Because if they had a bad experience the order before, they're going to be like, fuck this. Last time I tipped, 20% and the guy smashed my bread. Why would I do it this time?
Yeah, it's like this lady I had, one of the shopping orders I got was getting back into it yesterday. She left a review and she was super nice. And then she added $10. She tipped good already, but then she added like $10 more on it. It was just like, you helped us so much with everything. Patient and kind in chat with all the clarifications, thoughtful in every way. Have a great afternoon.
Was that on Instacart?
Yeah, that was one of my reviews.
I do feel like Instacart, you do see tips after the fact at times, but man, not for anything else.
Yeah,
very rarely.
It was like 20 items, really easy. She tipped $37 and it went less than a mile. And then she added $10 more.
I don't understand why people would tip that much, though. Even on a pre-tip, $37 on 20 items. I mean, that's more than what not in today's money, but I was saying that's more than what the 20 items would cost.
We get a lot of people that tip anywhere from the good tips, at least 20%, sometimes up to 50%.
Nice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I think it's all market based too. Yeah. But I also live around a city whose low income is 120,000 or less.
Right. That is low income nowadays.
Yeah.
We about ready to get some food stamps. All right, moving on. We're definitely not getting through all this shit. No. This guy licks he's doing a delivery and he licks the cup. It's gross, but yeah, it's kind of like I can see why he did it. And
it's gross.
Okay, so here we go.
There is no.
When the homeowner checked the camera, They were shocked after discovering what their delivery driver had done. The doorbell camera captured an unexpected moment when a delivery driver was bringing food and drinks to a woman's house. He rang the doorbell and waited for the homeowner, but in the meantime, he suddenly paid attention to the cup of soda he was holding and did this.
Hello.
Get in the house.
Everyone's really full.
All right. Thanks so much.
Have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
When the woman came out, she happily accepted the food and drink without knowing anything. It was not until she watched the recording that she and her family were extremely shocked.
So, I take back my initial thing, because I thought he actually thought about it and then licked it. I thought it was one of those things. You know how it is when you get a soda and you're just, or something, you just quick lick it to ice cream or whatever. But he thought about it before he did that. He dumped it out. He looked at it and then he's like,
I was waiting. I wanted to hear your response on why you were saying that you could. I'm like,
nasty. No, I was gonna kind of defend him a little bit, but no, I can't defend him because he premeditatedly looked at that thing and thought, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I mean he did say it was full, so it might have been leaking out the top.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Top, but don't do that. Don't do that. That's nasty.
What I want to do is ask the homeowner what prompted you, because I get deliveries all the time. I never look at the videos. I never do. I'm like,
you need to start looking at your food orders.
Well, I don't order. I'm not rich. But I've never really looked at the camera other than if someone came by that I didn't know, I might play it forward and back just to see what was up. But something prompted that lady to look at it. But anyways, that's gross. Don't put your tongue on a cup and fucking hand it to somebody.
That's nasty.
That's so gross. And then a lot of the comments were like, this is why I don't get food delivered and blah, 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 which I get it. You are taking a lot of, I mean, like Gabe said, there's a lot of shitty delivery drivers. I feel like when you, Gabe, did you work at Pizza Hut or Papa John's? When didn't you have a
Domino's?
Oh, Domino's.
And then I did help my ex-sister-in-law at Papa John's.
Yeah, but I worked at Jets too, and I feel like those drivers I would trust more, maybe because they're not gig workers, because the bar is literally no bar to get it in. As long as you can pass a background check, you can deliver food. I mean, they don't care if your car's stinky, they don't care if it whatever. So yeah, I can see why people are a little less likely to order food, especially when these fucking videos go viral. I'm it makes me think twice about all of that stuff.
Yeah, we don't ever order food.
Yeah,
I'll go get it. I'll go get it.
I want to go ahead.
I order food. We order food occasionally, sometimes once a week, and I do pull up the camera when they arrive.
Well, you're jaded though.
Well, I mean, but who knows what they did in the car? I mean, when was it? I mean, the statistic is 4 out of 5 drivers admit to stealing food from orders. Yeah,
no, 4 out of 5.
I think that was on Steve's on his podcast. I think that's
probably made that up.
Well, I mean, 86% of statistics are made up.
Right, it's true. 60% of the time. Damn it, I lost my train of thought on that joke. God dang it, Larry.
I don't know. All my bags are tied up and sealed, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I'll order ice cream Ben and Jerry's, because that's, I mean, I guess they could break the seal, but then you'd know, right? Mm-hmm. But it's been a long time since I've ordered food.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty gross.
I think you have more chances of somebody stealing your food than licking it or eating it.
Agreed. Yeah, and we'll talk about that, and then Gabe will in the next article. But real quick, Dovetail, just want to give you check the notes. You can earn money for uploading your earnings. Unfortunately, they did, at least for right now, they did take away Uber Eats, which kind of sucks. So that definitely means I got to take an Uber ride. But for Uber ride, Lyft ride, because that's all Lyft does. And then DoorDash, Even if you do one, you can upload to Dovetail. Each one earns you $10 per upload.
A week.
$30 a week.
$30 a week at this point. We do have a referral code. If once you do your first upload, you get an extra 10. We get an extra 10. So check it out. I meit's $30 to do. It's simple.
It takes you a minute or two to take screenshots of your earnings. It doesn't give any of your information. You're not revealing anything. All it is a summary of what your earnings were that week.
Yes,
I still haven't done it.
God damn it.
I signed up. I have a profile, but I haven't uploaded anything.
Didn't we, the last time you're on, we after the show, we did a deep dive into it?
Yeah, we talked about it. We signed up. You and I did.
Okay.
Barry told us all about it. And then
you're just pissing money away.
Gabe, you got to start making some money, start saving for Nashville. You got to have some party money for.
Oh, yeah. Heads up, Nashville. There's a couple of games coming in hot from Faith. It's going to be fucking fun. One of them I know for sure about. The other one, she gave me a hint and asked if it was okay to do it. And I said, yeah. So bring your banana hammocks because it's going to be awesome.
Oh, goodness.
Anyways, moving on, Gabe, this talking about getting free food. Shit balls. There we go. So cancellation rate. Talk about that.
Starting April 16th, the new cancellation rate is you need to maintain it at 20% or below 20%.
Which is so high, by the way.
Yeah.
When I saw 20%, I was like, what?
Yeah, that's a high cancellation.
That's not a matter of you are only taking, you're taking 4 out of your 5 deliveries. This is you've accepted the delivery and then you've canceled, which I don't see why it would be that high. Because DoorDash, you can't have more than a 10%.
I wonder if it's just high. Well, I think it's because people are keeping the food. You know what I mean?
Why? I'm just saying I don't understand why they're making it so high.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, what was it before? They're putting it at 20, wasn't?
I don't think they had a cancellation rate.
Okay.
So now it's 20%, and I can't even tell you. It does happen more on Uber Eats than it does DoorDash, where I'll get this amazing offer, and I'm like, "Damn, you want me to take this 3 miles, and you're going to give me $32?" And I show up at the restaurant, and they're like, dude, you're the 5th driver that's shown up for this order. We gave it out to the first driver.
Why do you think that keeps happening though?
Well,
what has happened in that moment? Is it a glitch on the system or is somebody canceling?
Uber sending it to 5 people because they just want the fastest person to get it delivered.
I think what happens is instead of, this is why it gets routed. So you can, if you want to get paid, right, you would contact Uber and be like, hey, they don't have this anymore. You talk to an actual person and say, hey, they don't have this order anymore. Okay, we're going to pay you your $3.20 and we're going to cancel it. Well, the driver shows up and they're pissed, so they just say to cancel it on their end, and it keeps it in the system and keeps shooting it. And then the next driver gets it and shows up and is like, what the fuck?
So it's going up in price.
Right.
Oh.
So it's going up in price because these drivers are and when I get those, I don't just cancel. I'm irritated, but I'm like, hey, can you guys please stop sending this request out? Cancel the order. Yeah. Somebody stole their food.
It's the right thing to do because it's gonna, it burned your ass. You're trying to help someone else. I do appreciate that. I know you're frustrated, but you should do the right thing and tell them to not fucking do it. But I do get mad in the moment when that happens.
Sure. Yeah.
But
I think it's a great thing, but still 20%, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. Like I said, you're right. I don't think there was one. But yeah, I don't know where this is from. It wasn't for me, or maybe it was. I don't know. I didn't get this picture from me.
I would say I haven't gotten it in my inbox yet from Uber.
Okay.
So,
well, again, even with, that's a lot of cancellations. I could see it if you were, I don't even know what my cancellation is, honestly. But I can see if you're multi-apping and you got a door, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, because I leave DoorDash on, especially how slow it's been. It just is on the whole time. So if I might cancel an Uber just to grab a DoorDash.
I have a 3%. So out of 100 orders I've accepted, I've taken 97 of them.
For Uber?
Yeah.
Does it break down? I actually do
not anymore. They combine it all counts now.
Okay.
If you drive and do deliveries.
How do I find that again?
Just go to your profile.
I'm 5%.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know they combine them together.
Yeah, if you do both.
Yeah, I do both for sure.
Because I've like that when I rocked and got my acceptance rating all the way up to 85%. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do any more rides for a while. I did just Uber Eats, and my acceptance rate plummeted.
Yeah. I mean, I'm almost strictly doing Eats. I'm at 12%.
I'm at 57.
Okay.
I was at 4 about a month and a half ago.
Okay.
My cancellation rate is 6%.
No, dude, they do break it down. You just have to tap rides, or deliveries. So they do break it down.
Mine's still the same.
Oh, so I'm a 99 satisfaction, 98% on time, 5% cancellation, 12% acceptance. On my shopping, 73% found rate. Like found the item, and 80% replacement rate.
Yeah. Okay. So my acceptance rate is 57 and my cancellation is still 3. Satisfaction is 98. On time is 95. Found rate is 86 and my replacement rate is 100.
Okay. So I go to rides and it's got like, I think it's still 5% for my cancellation because I don't really do any rides barely. But anyways, feedback from customers. 1, not polite. I don't know if
it's so fitting. It's so fitting.
That's the only comment. Not polite.
Oh, that's so fitting. As he cusses them out.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
Who knows how old that is too? Like I barely do any rides.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
In the 9.5 years I've known you, I think it's a pretty solid comment.
You're an ass.
Hey, can we play some music? No.
God damn it. Shut up.
We're going a mile down the road.
Yeah, you don't need your fucking aux cord in. God. See, anytime we bring these conversations up, it gives me PTSD, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I'm not going to do passengers anymore.
You know what? I didn't do passengers for a year. I started back up, and it hasn't been bad. Like, I did have that one guy I told you about who was like, "Why are the rates so high?" And I was like,
"Yeah,
I don't control the rates."
Yeah.
He was like, I had to wait till it was low because I'm a low spending guy. And I was just like, okay.
So, yeah, I got a big tip coming from you, huh?
Right. All right, we're going to do this last video because I kind of liked it. And I think drivers should be doing that. And then we're going to call it. Obviously, we got a lot for. No, we're going to do that video. And then I want to do one DoorDash picture. Okay. So we'll do this video. Just about driver actually asked the customer how much you get paid, and then the response of like, how much the driver got paid. I don't like this that I have to take that off there. Okay, this is only 28 seconds.
If you wouldn't mind sharing what you're paying, because the app shares it, but it's like a week later, and honestly, a lot of drivers don't believe it.
Yeah.
$42. You want to guess what I get from this fare?
You get like 30%, 40%. $20.
16.
Stop it.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
Isn't that nuts?
Do they pay your gas or no?
No. Yeah, this is my car.
Yeah. Always love it when they ask, "Oh, does Uber pay for your gas?"
Oh, good. I'm glad you caught that. Like that's the thing, Gabe. We talked about informing the customer, with DoorDash. They don't know. We are. The customer thinks Uber pays for our gas, and so.
Well, I think you do get some customers that care and they ask. Like I had one this week who was like, "Hey, do you know how much you're getting paid for this?" And I said, or no, they say, "Do you drive both?" And I say, "Yes." Which one do you like more? And I'm like, Uber. Why? because I get paid a little bit more. It's not quite what it used to be like, but I at least know I'm going to get paid more if I was to take this on Lyft.
Yep.
And then they ask, oh, well, how much do you get? Like 60-70% of the fare? And I'm like, no, generally it's 50-50, or sometimes it's 40-60, not to my benefit.
Yeah.
Right.
But I keep it very simple, because at the end of the day, I'm the one who decided to take it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, as a full-time gig worker, it's my job to hustle my ass off and know.
Is somebody knocking at your door?
No.
Who's knocking?
Oh, probably because I hit the desk.
No, it's like.
Oh, I don't know.
It's you, fucker. I know it ain't Larry. So it yeah, I agree, but I just like the information of I just like the video. I just like that he did that, and he wasn't rude about it.
Yeah, no, he did it in a really good way.
No, I don't have a problem with how he did that.
Well, this is why the California, the Colorado thing that we talked about with Steve, like everyone knows now. It before you accept the ride, everyone knows what the driver's getting paid, what the rider's paying, all the taxes and fees, like everything's up front. And I really love that transparency that happened with that.
I've been wondering if that's why I've been getting a lot in my inbox right now from Uber saying, let's talk about the facts on government fees. Let's talk about the facts on what our fees are, that the in and outs of insurance, and why we have to pay. Like, they're breaking it every couple days. I'm getting a detailed format.
Well, then you must have something in your government that's happening, and they're pushing something out, because I haven't gotten any of that.
I don't get anything from Uber email.
Well, I mean, this is just in the app. I think he's talking about.
Yeah, it's in the app. Like, get the facts on government fees, and then they talk about it, and tolls and airport fees, and
I do get some of those.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then last, this is interesting. Let's go to here and go to here. So now on DoorDash, you can pause offers from a store that you're at. Decline this offer. And I think it's for like 2 weeks. People have said it will let you pause, like if you don't want to go to McDonald's anymore. I'm sure it has to do with something. If you're platinum or diamond, I do see a little, what is that? A diamond? No, is that a diamond? That blue thing?
Yeah, one of their little
icons,
something like that. But yeah, so this is kind of cool. I mean, with Gary's apps, you can do this anyways. You can put them on a blacklist and you never get notifications, or maybe it would automatically decline it. But I thought this was at least nice. DoorDash was doing this. Again, you probably have to be platinum or something to do that.
I'd say I don't have that available.
You don't have that available. Yeah, I'm not sure which market it was in, but I saw a lot of people talking about it. So,
but I also have like a 7% acceptance rate.
Yeah, I mean, they're all terrible.
See, that's the thing. I didn't do DoorDash for so long, so I'm like, when I started a week or so ago, I think I was like at 70. So I'm getting all these things like, you're getting this offer because you're a platinum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just watching that just fall out of the sky, man. It's
well,
a free
as
fall.
long as you maintain a 50%, you'll be okay.
Well, that's what we said. You take one and your acceptance rate doesn't go up. You decline one, it goes down 3.
Yeah,
like it's DoorDash math. Like girl math, it's DoorDash math.
Yep, Common Core math.
There we go. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
Don't be a dick.
And we'll see you on the road.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everybody.